Now you are faced with two tasks. One, to build the foundation so that the next generation will build for the next generation, but also meet the needs of Gambians today. Gambians want electricity today. They want water today. They want the cost of living crisis to be solved today. They want education today. They want to access healthcare today. They want to access good roads today.
How long would that take?
I'm coming. At the same time, also, you need to build the foundations for the future. But these things were not happening in a vacuum. They're happening in an environment which was very challenging. One is the COVID-19. Two is the two wars that created supply chain bottlenecks and a global environment which was not very favorable to Gambia. But at the same time, also happening at a period when there is what they call rapid population growth at the same time. So these challenges notwithstanding, and also at the back of a transition. When countries transition from autocracy to democracy, that alone is a challenge, because you need to do the transitional justice systems, you need to make systems are fixed. At the same time, you need to make sure that you provide the needs of Gambians to their services, but prepare the country for the future. All these things were happening at a very global environment, which was adversely affecting what we were doing. Now, 8 years is nothing in the lifespan of a state in terms of building a country. So if you inherit a weak system, weak infrastructure, decaying critical infrastructure, with systems that were kind of distorted, you need to build that.
How long would it take you to build it?
Well, there's no timeline for that. What is important is that work has started, and we are on course. That is what is important, that you started, that you identified the gaps and the weaknesses in the system, and we are working towards it. Now, work for a government never completes. Today, if you go to America, they're still debating how to build that country, even though many people think that America is already built. But no, they're still thinking they still have to build the country after 200 plus years. We are just 58, 59 years. So that's for a country. This is a young country. Our statehood is not that long. It's only 58 years. Compare us to 200 years of America, 300 other countries. They are still thinking how to build their country. So for us, there's no time. Now, what is important, we've started building the foundations for transformative development in this country.
All right, you can progress today.
The next one is the Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock and Food Security launched 3 major agricultural initiatives. This was launched by His Excellency the President. Was last week, Tuesday. The project cost is totaling $68.4 million. The projects are the Gamis Sarep Reward Projects and P2RS, and they aim to empower Gambian farmers through access to resources, training and technology, but also enhance national food security and agricultural productivity, and also build resilience against climate change and economic shocks in the agricultural sector. Now, these initiatives are part of the government's commitment to inclusive rural development, job creation, and achieving self-sufficiency in food production. This is very important, self-sufficiency in food production. Government has a very clear ambition to make sure that we stop importing rice within the very shortest period of time. And this is what we are working on. That is why recently you've seen that the government provided almost quite a few rice harvesters to communities across the country to make sure that rice production is boosted. This is a game changer for the Gambia. If the day we stop importing rice, it's a game changer, and this is one of the key priorities of His Excellency the President. Now, on a final note, before I allow the minister to come, when Kwame Nkrumah was fighting for independence, he made a very interesting statement. He said, "Seek ye first the political kingdom, and all else will follow." What he meant by that was that for African countries to start transforming, they need to first get independence. That is the political kingdom. For us as a government, it's for seek ye first the infrastructural development, and all else will follow. Infrastructural development is the key to the transformation of any government. That is infrastructure in energy, infrastructure in roads, infrastructure in water, infrastructure in schools, infrastructure in the healthcare sector, infrastructure even in sports. These are the foundations. When you build this infrastructure, everything else will be put in place.